What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, alright, we're coming back to Galneryus. Yes, indeed, Galneryus Fans FEELIN YOU. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbidi-bobbidi-bob, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Jonah H, and Jonah wanted to see me react to this song by Galneryus called With Sympathy. Now, have I heard the song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a minute, hang on, I recognize this song, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This was posted by CU Gaming, okay? And the video has 562 views. It's not gonna get you there, sorry. No, look, I'm sure the song is fine, I'm sure the video's fine, I'm sure everything's fine. I'm just saying, especially for Galneryus, 562 views? That number just does not add up, and yeah, it's not gonna get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. 1080p, 60 FPS, sure. I mean, yeah, it looks good. Looks pretty clear. Galneryus with Sympathy, just pray to the sky. What can we do for you? Okay. Not sure what that's all about, but we got Galneryus, we got with Sympathy. This is the link that Jonah gave me, so we're in the right spot, I hope. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Oh, wait, Sympathy.
With the tail, and time
Good place to say to pause. Okay, I'm getting serious vibes. You call me crazy, and believe me, you're probably justified. But I'm getting serious vibes of Yngwie Malmsteen's Rising Force. Not Yngwie Malmsteen in general, not him, not the man, but the actual band, the actual musical project, Yngwie Malmsteen's Rising Force. I'm getting serious vibes, especially the Marching Out album. Like, I'm not saying the song sounds like Disciples of Hell, but it definitely has some parallels. That's the 3 against the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. You definitely feel that. The jumping around with the integers within the notation, within the chordal progression. A lot of playing around with like the 6, 5, 7, 8, 1 to the 3, to the flat 5 to the 5, or actually no, to the 5 to the flat 5 to the 4. No, wait, that's not happening. No, flat 5 to the 4 to the 3 to the 1. Yeah, that's happening. It has a lot of the same feel. The tempo's a little faster, but I'm getting a lot of parallels to it though, and not just that one song, but a lot of songs on that album. It feels like Yngwie Malmsteen's Rising Force without Yngwie, without all the guitar craziness. No, actually, believe it or not, I think this might be. I don't think it's the most subdued I've heard the guitar player in Galneryus, but it's definitely more subdued than I'm used to hearing him. I'm used to hearing him being a lot more soloistic and a lot more virtuoso minded and a lot more virtuoistic style from him. I'm used to him doing a lot more lead, and I haven't heard any lead from him at all. That's all been covered by the keyboard player, so that's interesting. It's a little different. I'm enjoying what I'm hearing so far. I like the direction of the song. It's not the most impressive song I've heard from Galneryus, but I like where this is going. I definitely like where this is going, and I'm really curious to see how we're going to continue. I know we're going to switch directions. Look, it would not be a Galneryus song if we didn't throw some monkey wrenches into the gears at some point. I'm just waiting for them to happen. I don't know when they're going to happen. I don't know where they're going to happen. I don't know how it's going to affect the song, but I know it's coming. At least I think I know. I could be wrong. Look, this is going to be the one song where there's no misdirection. It's just a straight ahead tune. Watch. This will be the one time. And I'm going to be completely wrong. Anyway, let's keep going. Let's see where this goes. Back up a little bit. Here we go. That was good. Coming out of the solos, having the guitar player take over the main melodic line as we got back into the main riff, smart. Very, very smart. Especially, here's the thing. It could have been guitar or it could have been keyboard. I'm glad it was guitar because we came off of the keyboard solo. If the keyboard solo had ended and the keyboardist took over the main melodic line, there may have been some confusion, possibly. But because they switched off and the guitar player took over the main melodic line when coming out of the guitar solo, coming out of the keyboard solo, back into the main riff, guitar player taking over the main melodic line, it made a lot more sense. Very defined and clear ending of solos are over, back to the main song. I like that. I like that. It's smart. Yeah. Smooth trade-off between the guitar player and the keyboard player. Very smooth trade-off. Is it me or did the keyboard player have a longer solo section than the guitar player? I feel like he did. I could be wrong, but it felt to me like the keyboard solo went longer than the guitar solo. That's not a complaint. That's just an observation. I like it. Actually, believe it or not, I actually like that. Don't get me wrong. I think the guitar player did a fine job with the solos. I love his bending, the vibrato without using and relying on the tremolo system, doing it with his actual fingers on his left hand. Really nice. Getting that expressiveness with his left hand. I've always talked about, how the right hand is important. I personally feel like the right hand is a little more important than the left, but not to say the left hand isn't important. Here's a great example of that. Clearly the left hand needing to be able to do those bends and the vibrato in a very tasteful and accurate way, a very precise way. And there's a good example of it. Let's see what else. I think that's pretty much everything. The keyboard player changing between levels, going from one keyboard to the next keyboard, utilizing a different patch. Nothing wrong with that at all. Obviously, gotta think ahead and have it ready to go, and he clearly did. Smart thinking, rather than having to sit there and fumble with, changing patches. I mean, obviously, you could do that through MIDI control, and you could do that through computer control. I know these guys played a track to click track, so you could MIDI program your keyboard to switch patches, at specific times within the click track. You can have that happen automatically. But look, if you're going to have 5 or 6 keyboards in front of you anyway, you might as well have them each programmed for a certain thing. The argument could be made either way. It's too many keyboards, it's overkill, it's clutter. Yeah, you're right. I see the argument there. At the same time, it also looks good having that 3-tier keyboard. It looks impressive, it looks cool, it's entertaining to see. I see both arguments. My stance is this. If you don't mind lugging around the keyboards, I mean, if you have a crew to do it for you, why not? If you're lugging it around yourself, that's a lot of work, but as long as you don't mind lugging them all around, 3 keyboards, 4 keyboards, 5 keyboards, and you find it necessary to use them all, or if you even if it's just aesthetically, even if you just have them all there for look, I mean, that's fine as long as you don't mind doing the work, setting them up and tearing them down and carrying them around and transporting them and taking them through, airport security, or worse, taking them through customs. It's fine. It's totally fine. It's up to you. Obviously, I will say there is some value to stripping it down and having just one keyboard doing everything. But it's up to the player. Ultimately, it's up to the musician, whatever they want to do. Some people like to have the look of 4 or 5 keyboards. There's nothing wrong with that. There really isn't, as long as they're willing to pay the price for all those keyboards and transporting them and taking care of them and all the work that goes into hooking them up and everything. Hey, look, if you're willing to do all that, more power to you. Anyway, let's finish this out and we'll get to the review.
The sun
Interaction. I like what's happening in those vocals around that part. 875-431. 875-431. I like that. Very easy to follow. Very easy to follow in the vocal line, what he was doing there. He did it several times throughout the song. I believe that's probably the chorus. But the line he was singing with the 875-431, very easy to follow along with. Memorable. Left a good impression. Trying to think if there's a lot to talk about here. I mean, a lot happened, but I pretty much covered it during the course of the reaction. Not really. I think I pretty much covered everything during the course of the reaction, so we may have a short review here. Maybe. You know me. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, I say it's going to be short, and then 20 minutes later, you know. It happens. It does happen. Then again, I thought the reviews are going to be long, and then we wrap it up in 5 minutes. So, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how we're going to go here. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review, and we'll figure it out. Well, there you go, folks. That was Galneryus with a tune called With Sympathy. This was a request from Jonah H. Okay, I thought about it. Yeah, there really isn't a lot to talk about that I didn't talk about during the course of the reaction, so. But that doesn't mean we're gonna have a short review. I don't know. We're gonna just kind of play it by ear. I make no promises other than I will do my best to try and keep it short, but I can't guarantee that's gonna happen. But I'll do my best, all right? I can make that promise for sure. Let's start up with the rating, shall we? Out of a possible 5 stars, I'm gonna give that 4 stars. Yep, 4 out of 5 stars. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Is it a great song? Yes, it is definitely a great song. Is it an impressive song? I wouldn't go that far. Were there some impressive things that happened in the song? Yes, there were some impressive things that happened in the song that made the song great. Okay, so there were some impressive things that pushed it out of the really goods into the greats. If I'm being honest, this is not anywhere close to the most impressive song I've heard from Galneryus. I've heard other songs, several other songs by Galneryus that have been far more impressive than this one. But this song felt good. It had a nice groove, that 3 against the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. We had that 3 against the 4 happening throughout the entire song. So that felt really good. The groove was definitely established, and I had no issue with it whatsoever. The energy and the drive of the song felt really nice. It didn't feel frantic, but at the same time, it had that push. It definitely had a steady push to it, and I felt it. I liked it. I liked how it was going. It had kind of a, I hate to say it, but it kind of had a little bit of a relaxed feel to it because of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, it kind of gave a little bit of a laid-back feel, and I liked it. I absolutely liked it. It still had the push, it still had the drive, but it wasn't frantic. You know, like hold on to your hats and hold on to the rails for dear life because we're on this roller coaster going 120 miles an hour. You know, it wasn't that. It was more like just a nice steady cruise at like, you know, 70. You know. It still was going in a nice clip. It just wasn't like, oh my God, we're gonna die. You know, it wasn't that. Instrumentally, everybody did a fine job, especially the keyboard player. Man, I really felt like this song was really kind of aimed at the keyboard player for a change. Usually it's the guitar player that kind of gets shown off with Galneryus songs, but in this case, I really kind of feel like it was leaning, not just even leaning, but significantly leaning more toward what the keyboard player was playing. And that's perfectly fine. I got no issue with that whatsoever. I like the fact that they're able to put the spotlight on more than just one person, you know? I made the comparison of this song. It sounded like the song itself sounded like something that could have shown up on Yngwie Malmsteen's Rising Force. Here's the difference. It would have been the Yngwie show. If you listen to anything off of Yngwie Malmsteen's Rising Force, doesn't matter which album you listen to, it's the Yngwie show. It's his project, it's his band, it's very obvious. Even the lead singer is outshined by everything that Yngwie does. With this, there's far more distribution. Everybody had the chance to shine. When the vocalist was singing, the spotlight was on him clearly. When the guitar player was playing, the guitar player was soloing or doing the main melodic line, whatever the case may be, spotlight was clearly on him. When the keyboard player took over and did the soloing, or if the keyboard player took over the main melodic line, it was clearly on him. Where was the spotlight on the bass player? He never gets it. That's not true. Actually, that's not true. Not in this song, but in other songs, he has gotten the spotlight. So I'm just having some fun right now. No, but in this case, the spotlight was very evenly distributed, but between the three, between the vocalist, the keyboardist, and the guitarist. It wasn't the guitarist, the guitarist, the guitarist. No, everybody had a chance to shine, and everybody had the spotlight when they needed it. So it felt very evenly distributed, and I got no issue with that at all. Drummer, nice job setting up the feel, especially that 3 against the 4 feel. I love the triplet accents. Dun, 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 dun. Triplet, triplet. You know, that felt really nice whenever he would do it. He didn't do it too often. As a matter of fact, I think he only did it like in 2 different spots throughout the entire song. 2 or 3. I think it was just 2. There might have been a 3rd. I might have overlooked it. But it felt really nice. I liked when he did that. Very solid groove throughout the entire song. Had no issue with anything he did. Bass player, filling out the bottom end. No issue with anything he did. Got some nice work when they did some unison lines. Don't think I didn't catch those. It was only like 1 or 2. But when the bass player did do the unison line with the keyboard, with the guitar player, all 3 of them working together, it sounded really good. And I'll tell you one of the reasons why it sounded good. Number one, all 3 were playing very accurately. But more importantly, the keyboardist's left hand kept the chord going. So it didn't feel thin. It didn't thin out. It was still being kept full by what the keyboard player was doing with the left hand. So the right hand could do the unison line with the guitar player and the bass player. So we never felt empty. It never felt like the bottom end dropped out. No, we had it. We definitely had it. Vocally, everything sounded really good from the vocalist. I like the octave jumps from the 1 to the 8. What he was singing, especially in the chorus with the 8, 7, 5, 4, 3, 1. I don't know why, but that for some reason that really kind of hooked me. Which I find surprising because I don't usually find hooks in the vocals. I usually find the hooks within the chordal patterns and within the chordal progression. I don't usually find the hook in the vocals, but I gotta say that I'm saying this just for me. I'm not saying this to be factual. I'm saying for me personally, that was the hook of the song. Da, 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 da. That line, man, that's gonna stick with me. And the funny thing is, it's one of the simplest parts of the song. But like I've always said on the channel, simple can be effective when it's done properly, and that is absolutely being done properly. It hooked me. I guarantee you, out of everything in the entire song, that is the thing that's going to stick with me the most. Go figure. I have no idea what he was saying. It's not because I don't understand, the English language. Lyrics just don't stick with me for some reason. They never have. I have no idea what he was singing, but how he was singing it, that's going to stick with me for sure. So yeah, I think it's a great song. And the reason it is great is there were some impressive things happening within the song to make it great. But that does equate to it being a great song nonetheless. Would I ever say this is the most impressive song I've ever heard? No. Is this the most impressive song I've ever heard from Galneryus? Absolutely not. But it is a great song, without question. And that's why I have no problem at all giving this 4 out of 5 stars. I feel good about that score, and that is where we're going to stay. So, 4 out of 5 stars, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.